This underrated home invasion film was almost a prequel to the Saw franchise. The amount of people that tell me every day they A, have never heard of it, or B, just haven't seen it shocks me. Welcome back to 31 Days of Horror. Every day in the month of October, I will be scratching off one of these boxes to give you a horror movie recommendation. So if you love horror content, be sure to follow. Let's scratch off day 5. Day 5 is none other than The Collector. Where to watch? You can see this for free on Tubi. This film was almost an origin story of the iconic John Kramer, aka Jigsaw. Which makes sense because the Collector breaks into people's homes, fills them with booby traps, making them an absolute nightmare to walk through. Which is the exact nightmare our guy Arkin finds himself in. He goes back to a home that he's working on through his day job after hours because it's supposed to be empty. He wants to steal some jewelry to pay off some loan sharks. That's when he meets this cute fella right here. So if you haven't seen it and you love things like Saw and Home Invasion, I would definitely give The Collector a watch. The fun does not stop there. There's a sequel called The Collection. Plus, we just got news that the third film, The Collected, is finally happening. Check back tomorrow to scratch off day 6.
Guys, have you heard the terrifying story of the Leak? A terrifying witch from Indonesia who uses dark magic to harm people. During the day, she looks like a normal person, blending in with everyone else. But at night, she turns into something horrifying. As the sun sets, the Leak shapeshifts into different creatures. She takes the form of a monstrous animal, creeping around the village. She hunts for blood to strengthen her powers. Villagers are terrified of her because they never know when she'll strike. If you see her at night, it's already too late. She can appear anywhere, in your dreams, in your home, or in the darkness outside your window. People say the only way to protect yourself is to keep your lights on and pray that she passes by. Follow me and comment your name. I will pray for you all.
I'm Savannah. And it is our 2-year anniversary. Officially 2 years. We've been dating for 2 years, but we've known each other forever. You didn't just see something come in here?
For Stan.
I won't break them.
Michelle's getting really good at the drums. So you might have some competition when you get back. We love you. We'll see you soon.
The dogs are ready for bed. It's just a peaceful night here. Get ready to go to bed myself. What the fuck is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
Guys, have you heard the scary story of Yoon Suk, a student from Japan? Yoon Suk was a quiet, hardworking student, always polite and loved by her teachers. One day, she mysteriously disappeared. No one saw her leave the school, and she never returned home. The police searched everywhere, but they couldn't find any trace of her. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. Years passed, and people began to forget about Yoon Suk. But strange things started happening at the school. Late at night, students and teachers reported seeing a girl in the hallways. She would stand at the end of the corridor, staring blankly ahead. Her face was pale, her eyes hollow, and she didn't say a word. When anyone tried to approach her, she would disappear into thin air, just like Yoon Suk had. Some say that her spirit is trapped, wandering the school forever, searching for something. Maybe answers, maybe peace. But the scariest part? No one knows what really happened to Yoon Suk that day.
These 5 movies scared the shit out of me. Part 2. Listen, again, I know I'm the horror movie guy, but that don't mean that I can't admit when I'm chicken shit. Starting off this list with VHS 1 and VHS 2. Listen, last night I saw VHS Beyond. Not gonna lie, it's definitely top 3 in the franchise now, but nothing tops the first two. When I tell you these are hands down probably the scariest found footage movies I have ever seen, I mean that. Bro, these shits had me shook, jaw on the floor. I didn't even know what I was walking into. I just clicked on it and was like, what the hell? At VHS 1 and 2, Chef Kiss top tier horror. Next, I got this recent gem from last year, a Spanish movie by the name of When Evil Lurks. Bro, this was the scariest movie of 2023. No lie. I saw it in a theater with one other person, and the whole time we was watching that movie, me and bro was like, dude, are you seeing this shit, bro? Dog, the movie was so crazy that I stopped paying attention to the dialogue. Not like I could understand the shit anyway. I was just looking at what was going on the screen. It was so dark and just demented, unsettling. Like, I actually felt uneasy going home because the whole parking lot was like dark and empty. I was like looking around like, all right, now don't be on no bullshit. Yeah, I had to watch cartoons when I got home after watching this. Now look, when it comes to the Asian horror community, the Japanese horror movies always get all the credit, but I'm here to tell you right now that Korean horror movies might be neck and neck with them, because A Tale of Two Sisters was extremely creepy. Fun fact about this movie, it actually got an American remake called The Uninvited, and The Uninvited was pretty good too, but it does not compare to the Korean original. It had this sense of dread that just carried the movie from start to finish. Yeah, A Tale of Two Sisters is definitely like that. And if you want me to recommend some more Korean horror movies, just holler at me and let me know, and I definitely got you. But since we're still in the Asian horror movie community, I gotta take it to Japan again, because we all heard of Iron Man, right? You know, Tony Stark. But I bet you ain't never heard of this Iron Man, Tetsuo the Iron Man. Woo! We all know Japanese people can do ghost movies perfectly, but I did not know that they were like that when it came to body horror, because this movie was fucked up. That is the only way I can describe this fucking movie. And this movie was such a great metaphor for what the industrial industry does to people, how it takes you away from your family and your real life and everything that makes you a human and literally turns you into a machine. Yeah, the symbolism was top tier, but the goddamn horror and the gore and everything else was also top tier. And last, but certainly not least, a movie that scared the fuck out of me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna agree when I say this, but don't look under the bed. Disney, what the hell were you thinking? How did you think this was a child's movie? Now granted, looking back at it now, I'm like, what the hell was I so scared of? But it was something about this movie when I first saw it at the age of 8 that just gave me nightmares. This movie, without a doubt, is definitely top 5 child horror movies, point blank period. All right, y'all, those are 5 more horror movies that scared the shit out of me. Y'all holler at me in the comments some more movies that scared the shit out of you. And like I always say, man, y'all stay spooky.
Don't ever touch anything, and if you do, let me know. This is the worst thing in here. It's that doll. I'm not gonna stare at it though. So you can take the picture, but I'm not gonna stare at it because that has done badly bad harm on a lot of people. You have to conjure the spirits in order to get them. You know, you're not going to get them by just walking around here.
And that's the one that's sort of depicted a little bit in this movie, correct?
Yes, it is.
What really happened to Flight 370? Immediately after the announcement of the disappearance of the plane, a very large search was carried out. It was considered the largest of its kind in history, where it cost about $150 million, and 36 countries were involved, including an area of 120,000 square kilometers in the south of the Indian Ocean, near Australia, when it was believed that the plane had fallen there. But after months of continuous search and investigation, the plane was not found. The National Transportation Safety Board came up with some theories, one of them that there was a fire inside the plane. And that's what caused all the communication systems to stop, and the plane to disappear, and the oxygen was cut off. The passengers died, the captain died, and some of these strange movies because when the investigators reviewed the materials that were charged in the plane, they found 450 pounds of lithium for the batteries and the ignition cable, and this could have caused a fire in the charging station. But if it was true that there was a fire, the pilots tried to go back to the same airport they took off from, or to land at the nearest airport for them to evacuate. So here the investigators have completely ignored the fire, and that it could have caused the plane to disappear. After several theories, the investigators did not reach any conclusion, which made them close the case. Then, all the victims' families united in a foundation to collect donations to continue the search. Suddenly, a U.S. or British investigator came out and decided to search in a different way, because every year the search was lost. The authorities were searching in the wrong areas, according to him. This investigator tried to build new hypotheses for the flight path in the event of an emergency. He assumed that if the plane was going in this direction, suddenly there is an emergency. Where could it go? What could the captain think at that time? So this investigator started building different hypotheses and used a new technique to track the flight path. And he was able to determine how many areas and go to these areas and use the fishermen who have boats to sail most of the African coasts and the areas that he determined. And he was able to find the remains of the Malaysian plane wreck on the beaches. At first, he thought that this wreck was not the Malaysian planes. But when he sent it to the authorities, they confirmed that these parts belonged to the Malaysian MAH-370. And this investigator was able to collect about a third of the plane's body from 6 different countries. But there are many more hypotheses with or against this investigator. They assumed that all these parts are fake because he wanted to do a propaganda. And this is almost the most correct theory. And the Malaysian MH plane, which had 239 passengers, now sank in the darkness of the ocean, diving at a depth of 4,000 meters. This depth is considered a mountainous area under the sea, in the Indian-Australian Ocean. However, there are many other proposed theories that can be mentioned in another time. Tell me what you think.
Bigfoot attacked my brother.
Okay, so I will say I'm stupid for drinking. That knife fell out of that little fucking knife container thingy.
Pennywise, are you down there? Are you... The fuck is that?
Alright guys, so I'm hearing that door again, and it's... Oh shit. Okay, this is the chair that moved. As you can see, there's nothing on it. Alright, yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys, but it's really... Shit. Why, bro? Why? What the heck is going on? Bro, heck no, I'm out. ¿Qué quiere?
Loidley, who are you playing with? Loidley, come here. Loidley.
Yeah, I can do that. Here are the spoilers for Frozen. Frozen is a Disney film that follows sisters Anna and Elsa as they navigate grief, loss, and depression. Just kidding. Frozen is a 2010 survival horror film that follows three friends as they get stuck on a ski lift and how they eventually get out. And by get out, I also mean death. So Dan and Parker are dating, and Joe is Dan's best friend. Dan and Joe go skiing frequently at this one ski resort, and so Dan brings his partner Parker along. They convince the lift operator to let them go up one last time, and it's already dark out. So they get on the lift and go up the mountain, and then there's a shift change, and the operator says, oh hey, there's 3 more people up there. But the new operator sees 3 other people come down, and he shuts off the lift. It's also a long weekend, so this happens on a Sunday, and the resort isn't going to open up again until the following Friday. At first they don't understand what's going on, but as the lights go out in the resort, they realize they're in danger. There's a major snowstorm the first night. A cleaner comes up the mountain with a plow, and unfortunately, since it's snowing so hard, he doesn't see or hear them. They try throwing down some of their equipment to get his attention, including Parker throwing down one of her gloves, but he doesn't see them, so he goes back down the mountain. This is when they really realize they're in danger. So Dan volunteers to jump off of the lift onto the mountain below. When I say this was traumatizing, I mean it. He breaks both of his legs in the landing, and he's got bones sticking out everywhere. And then they start to hear wolves on the mountain. So Joe tries to shimmy down the wire to one of the lower lifts, but the wire is so sharp it's cutting his hands open. He doesn't make it very far before he has to go back. And then the wolves come out. Dan makes Joe cover Parker's eyes so she doesn't have to watch him be eaten. The camera doesn't show him being eaten, but you hear him dying. You hear him gurgling on his own blood, and it is a disgusting noise. Obviously, Dan and Parker are traumatized, but eventually they fall asleep. When they wake up, Parker's hand was on the side of the lift, so she literally has to peel her frostbitten hand off of it. She also pees her pants, and it is a really sad scene. They're realizing they're gonna die, so Joe says, okay, I'm gonna climb down the wire even though my hands are fucked up. The lift starts to get unscrewed from the wire, of course, because equipment failure is the name of the game. Joe is able to make it down the lift to a ladder, and he goes below and uses one of his ski rods as a harpoon. And then he disappears. We don't know what happens to him. Another night goes by, and Parker's realizing that she only has herself now. So she tries to jump off the lift, but because of the equipment failure, it actually falls and it ends up crushing her leg. So then she crawls down the mountain, finds Joe being eaten by wolves, and is eventually able to make it to a road. A car goes by, doesn't see her, keeps going. She passes out from exhaustion in the road, and you think she's gonna get run over. But a van comes by and finally sees her and stops, and she gets rescued. There were so many of you who said, I saw this movie as a child and it traumatized me. I'm an adult and this traumatized me. This movie is better than Fall in my opinion. Let me know in the comments which movie I should spoil next.
6th December, it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to me. Na 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 na.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jesus. Happy birthday to you.
Kono up.
Shadows, this is for you. It's your birthday gift.
Happy birthday.
Shadows, ये
क्या राज है?
truth behind Finding Nemo. So we all remember this scene in Finding Nemo, when a barracuda attacked his parents, killing his mom and every single one of the eggs except for Nemo. But there's one problem with this: barracudas don't eat clownfish. And it turns out that clownfish are cannibals that eat their own eggs. Now what you need to know is female clownfish are much bigger and stronger than male clownfish. What if I told you that barracuda never killed Nemo's mom? Well, Nemo's mom mass murdered all the eggs while Marlin couldn't stop her. When this happened, Marlin was devastated and refused to believe it happened. So he imagined himself saving one egg, which was Nemo. Nemo is literally a name that means nobody in Latin. Nemo never existed. He was finding no one.
The United States just got caught hiding the last Titanoboa and are trying to keep it a secret. On May 18th, an exploration team in the Amazon rainforest made a discovery that will blow your mind. Dr. Matthew Suarez, a renowned archaeologist, and his trusted crew decided to explore the unexplored regions in the Amazon forest. The crew spent days deep in the forest, taking samples of the soil and analyzing the data, until one day they stumbled upon an overgrown path. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they noticed huge reptilian ecdysis throughout the path. At the end of the path stood an ancient temple, its stone walls covered in thick vines and moss. With great care, the team entered the temple and noticed intricate carvings of gigantic snakes. Then deep inside the temple, they noticed massive reptilian eggs. Matthew quickly started to record this strange phenomenon, and then, in a blink of an eye, deep in the forest, the Titanoboa appeared. He didn't know where to look, as the body engulfed him and the huge prehistoric snake sank his fangs into him. He managed to record most of the attack, 1 out of the 4. Explorers made it back home with the footage, but of course it's too gruesome to show on TikTok. But if you want to see it, press this icon, then More Than On messages and the video will be sent to you.
Sorry for not posting in a few days. I was busy getting my driver's license and then seeing Keanu Reeves the next day. Commence footage from the concert last night.
Alam nyo ba na meron sa England na 2 bata na kulay green ang balat? Noong unang panahon, bigla na lang daw sumulpot itong 2 batang ito. Lahat ng mga tao nagulat dahil kulay green ang balat nila tapos hindi maintindihan yung salita nila. Inalagaan naman ito ng mga taga-Woolpit, pinapakain sila pero ayaw nilang kumain dahil green beans lang daw ang kinakain nila. Hanggang sa isang araw nagkasakit yung isang bata at namatay. Yung isa nakasurvive at doon na nga lumaki sa Woolpit hanggang sa natuto na siyang mag-English, magsalita at doon niya na nga kinuwento kung saan siya galing pero hindi niya rin masabi kung bakit green ang balat niya. At hindi niya rin alam kung paano sila napunta doon sa England. This is an urban legend, pero ano nga ba ang urban legend? Itanong ko kay Sisi. What is urban legend? O ayan, ang urban legend daw ay yung mga kwento-kwento na kumakalat na akala ng mga tao ay totoo pero hindi totoo. O diba, ang galing ni Sisi, nasagot niya. Alam nyo, lahat ng katanungan nyo, kayang sagutin ni Sisi. Pwede nyo rin i-type, pwede nyo i-voice message kagaya ng ginawa ko. O diba, ang galing.
This home is infested with evil. Tonight, for my first live stream investigation in over a few months, I am here at one of the most important locations I have ever investigated in my entire paranormal career. I am here at my good friend Sharon Faye's house tonight investigating what their family claims to be one of the most evil locations they have ever witnessed in their life. Many of the family members have reported seeing a red-eyed, horned demon figure that lurks around the house. They've also experienced numerous amounts of poltergeist activity, including doors opening and slamming on their own, footsteps so loud that you thought it was a human being breaking into the house, voices, screaming, all of the above. I mean, everything that you can think of when it comes to paranormal activity, this house has. And to help promote my next upcoming YouTube video that is at this house, promoting my new series called Clayton Ghost Chaser House Calls, I decided it would be a perfect night to come back and investigate the numerous reports of paranormal activity this family is enduring. If you see me live, make sure you join up and help us figure out what is causing this family so much fear in their own home.
Masih inget sama dosen gaib yang melayang ini, bos? Ini kejadian pernah ramai banget dan bikin geger orang-orang kampus di sana. Sampai-sampai ini diliburkan 3 hari kampusnya. Di sini gue nggak mau nge-spill nama kampusnya ya, tapi gue fokus ke ceritanya. Apakah ini nyata atau hoax? Jadi langsung aja jangan di skip biar gak salah paham. Jadi ada yang mengklaim bahwa cerita ini sudah muncul dari beberapa tahun yang lalu. Kayak udah kuno lah. Tapi masih oke lah kalau untuk diceritakan ulang. Soalnya ini masih bikin merinding lah, pokoknya serem lah. Awalnya ini cuma sebatas obrolan di grup antar mahasiswa di kelas. Namun entah gimana ya, cerita itu menyebar ke media sosial. Jadi ceritanya tuh si Nando itu adalah ketua kelas di sana. Dan ada dosen yang bernama Pak Arif. Pak Arif ini dikenal sebagai dosen yang ramah kepada para mahasiswanya. Suatu ketika, Pak Arif ini ngasih instruksi ke Nando untuk mengganti jam pada hari Kamis. Tepatnya nih pukul pada jam 9 malam. Otomatis nih kayak Kamis malam dong, atau malam Jumat ya. Nah, pas nerima instruksi itu, Nando tuh bilang sama ke temen-temennya. Salah satunya tuh ada si Agus dan juga Siska. Kata mereka, kok perasaan aneh ya, Pak Arif itu jarang sekali mengganti jam kuliahnya ini pada malam hari. Apalagi nih Pak Arif tiba-tiba minta pergantian jam di malam Jumat lagi. Tapi karena yang namanya dosen ya udah mahasiswanya tuh pada ngikutin aja. Singkatnya nih, para mahasiswa itu termasuk Nando, Agus, dan juga Siska itu berkumpul di kelas menunggu kedatangan si Pak Arif. Dan setelah semuanya masuk bersama temen-temennya itu ya udah ada di kelas tuh pada duduk diem. Nih Pak Arif datang dan duduk di kursi dosen yang ada di depan ya. Tetapi pada saat dia masuk sebelum duduk ke kursi dosen, para mahasiswanya nih kayak sempet merasa aneh gitu dengan kegiatannya si Pak Arif pada malam hari itu ya. Karena biasanya beliau itu ramah sekali ketika datang, kayak senyum gitu ke para mahasiswanya sambil say hello gitu kepada mahasiswanya. Tetapi pada saat itu ternyata Pak Arif tuh datang dengan kondisi yang diem tanpa sepatah kata apapun lah. Bahkan pas mahasiswanya ini memberikan salam kepada si dosennya tuh diem, nggak jawab juga salamnya. Jadi udah dikasih salam ke dosen dan dosennya tuh diem, nggak jawab salamnya para mahasiswa. Langsung nih para mahasiswanya tuh pada bingung dengan keadaannya Pak Arif pada saat itu. Karena selain dia diem, dia juga menatap nih para mahasiswanya gitu satu persatu bos, dengan tatapan yang aneh. Jadi bayangin aja lu ditatap gini dengan tatapan yang aneh tuh, ditatap satu persatu gini aja tanpa ada kata-kata sedikit pun ya, nggak senyum lah, pokoknya ditatap diem aja. Nah salah satunya nih juga si Nando yang sebagai ketua kelas juga dia saling menatap nih, saling tatap menatap lah sama si dosen itu. Dan Nandonya ini senyum dong ke Pak Arifnya. Masa ya ditatap dosen diem aja gitu kan. Jadi si Nando ini senyumin ke dosen, tapi si dosennya ini nggak senyumin balik ke si Nando. Pas keadaan lagi hening gitu, tiba-tiba si Nando ini mendapatkan chat dari Pak Arif yang asli. Jadi Pak Arif yang asli ini mengatakan kalau dia nggak bisa datang karena memang ada urusan di luar kota. Terus dia bingung dong, terus ini di depan siapa kalau Pak Arif yang asli ini bilang nggak bisa datang? Ini siapa yang di depan? Nando ini kaget dong, dia ngebales chatnya si Pak Arif. Pak Arif yang dapat balasan chat dari Nando juga bingung karena dia sebenarnya ini nggak ada di situ, nggak ada di kelas. Dan akhirnya Pak Arif meminta sama si Nando untuk mengecek apakah dosen itu melayang atau enggak. Si Nando ini iseng dong menjatuhkan pulpennya buat berpura-pura ngambil pulpen sambil melihat apakah Pak Arif ngambang atau enggak. Dan ternyata nih ketika dilihat Pak Arif ini ngambang bos, alias melayang ya, nggak napak di lantai. Kemudian Nando perlahan ini melihat ke atas dan menatap mukanya si Pak Arif yang ada di depan. Ternyata mukanya si dosen ini perlahan berubah menjadi sangat mengerikan bos. Nando ini kaget, tapi dia berusaha menutupi kekagetannya itu supaya nggak ketahuan sama si dosen yang ada di depan. Akhirnya Nando sang ketua kelas berinisiatif buat membroadcast nih kepada mahasiswa yang lain, itu yang ada di grup ya, untuk keluar satu persatu dari barisan paling belakang. Tapi di sini Nando juga berpesan nggak boleh berteriak karena takut ketahuan sama si Pak Arif yang ada di depan. Nah temen-temen yang nerima arahan dari Nando nih by grup yang ada di HP ini awalnya pada nggak percaya. Lah itu bukannya ada dosennya ya di depan ya? Itu bukannya Pak Arif yang ada di depan ya? Kenapa disuruh keluar? Terus si Nando ini mengirimkan bukti screenshot chat Pak Arif yang asli itu kepada teman-temannya yang ada di grup. Dan akhirnya nih teman-temannya mereka ini pada percaya bos. Kemudian satu persatu mahasiswanya ini keluar dari yang paling belakang. Dari paling belakang ke depan, tentunya ya tanpa ada kecurigaan takut gitu ya. Kemudian tersisa yang paling akhir adalah si Nando. Karena dia tuh ketua kelas ya, jadi dia mengalah lah untuk belakangan. Pas ketua kelas ini tinggal sendirian, si dosen melayang itu ya, dosen si melayang dia nggak napak itu ya, bertanya sama si Nando, kamu udah tahu saya? Langsung nih si Nando nih cepet-cepet lari sambil melihat ke belakang. Ternyata si dosen itu masih ada di belakang sambil melambai-lambaikan tangan gini bos. Gini coba creepy gini, kalau dosen melayang melambai-lambaikan tangan ke lu. Gini aja. Tetapi bos, ada juga sebagian sumber yang menceritakan kalau ketua kelas ini pingsan. Jadi menurut kalian, apakah cerita ini asli atau cuman karangan di kalangan mahasiswa ya? Komen di bawah ya.